Welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to go over focus. Major key in building an online digital business is focus. Well, for those that don't know me, I want to give you a quick background on who I am and why I'm sharing this information with you today. So my name is Shavaan. I run an e-commerce agency. I work with e-commerce brands and I've scaled the agency to just over $40,000 a month right now. And it's took me roughly around 3 years to build. Now, if I look back at my journey, I see there are some things that really work. There's some key concepts that I use that shortcutted my success, and there's some that really wasted time. If I knew what I knew today, it would have taken me roughly a year to build it. So in 30% of the time, I would have built the same business. Now, going over all of that, a major key to everything was focus. Yes, focus. Very simple. Now, before we even begin and I give you the shortcuts I used or hacks that you can use to shortcut it, I want you to have this image in mind. You get a guy named Jim. Jim wants to build a digital business, and Jim doesn't realize it, but it's going to take him 1,000 physical hours to build this business. Now, Jim says, well, I'm going to dedicate 2 hours a day to build this business. If Jim dedicates 2 hours a day and he needs 1,000 hours to build this business, because building a business does take time, whether it's building a website, reaching out to potential clients over and over again, whether it's hiring, whether it's doing service delivery, it takes time. Now, if he gives 2 hours a day, it's going to take him roughly around 500 days to do so. And that is 500 days, 1.4 years. Now you get Tim. Tim wants to build the exact same business. He's a standard guy. However, Tim says, hey, I'm going to put 6 hours a day into building this business. Now, if Tim puts 6 hours a day for that same 1,000 hours he needs, he doesn't know it needs 1,000 hours, but that's roughly what I say it might take him. Tim is going to do the exact same thing in 0.4 of a year. So that is exactly 166 days. Tim, Jim, it's the exact same business. One guy's doing it in 166 days, under half a year. The other guy is doing the same thing in over a year, maybe a year and a half. Now, this all comes down to focus. These are a few hacks that I've used to really hack my focus, and I'm going to just give it to you on this call. So the first thing I want to go over is social media. Going today off this video, in fact, even put the video on pause now. Go and list out all the social media platforms you have accounts on. All the social media platforms that you have apps on your cell phone for. Now, I want you to delete, or I would highly advise deleting all the accounts that are unnecessary. I would stick to the two top ones, which is Instagram and YouTube. So those are the two that you need. Anything more, I think you're just wasting your time. TikTok, firstly, that's going to fry your mind. The dopamine rush, you are going to be desensitized to good information. So TikTok is unneeded. Unless you have a career in TikTok, unless you are earning money from TikTok every month, you don't need that entertainment every day. So get rid of that. And go through your accounts, for example, your Instagram, and go and see who you are following right now. A lot of us just give our follow out for free. We follow people that don't provide us value, and we like entertainment. I was there too. We subscribe to people that are, most of them are clowns. The more they act like a clown, the more attention they get from the world. And what these clowns have done is they have monetized their clown acts. So the more of a clown they can act like, the more people are going to watch it, the more money they're going to earn. Now, these guys try to be more of a clown every day, and you unconsciously are subscribed to these channels. You are engaging in their content. Unconsciously, you become what you think about most of the time. So this is going to mess you up. Rather unfollow these guys. There'll be a time and place to watch content like this. Now, the next one is, and this is awesome, this one, I love this one, is turn off all pop-up notifications. So when you get a text and your phone has this little drop-down thing on the top saying message in, turn all of that off. There's a setting on your phone, you can do that. Turn off all post notifications. Turn off all Instagram posting. People comment on your post, turn that all off. That's going to take your attention. So when you sit down to work your business and you say, I'm going to dedicate 2 hours here to do so, you don't have silly text coming in, distracting you, pulling you here. You should be actually here. So turn off all of that. The only text, the only pop-up notification you should have is notification saying invoice has been paid, Stripe account, money inbound. That's the only notification you should see. And that generally comes from email. So there you go. The next one is when you're working, and I do this often all the time, and I started doing this when I started building a digital business, is when you are working and you have your mobile next to you, some people put their mobile in the other room. I don't feel that your discipline is so bad. Have your phone on silent. You have no notifications showing up, and take your mobile device and turn it upside down, face screen down. So always have your mobile device screen down. Therefore, if someone's trying to call you, doesn't show your screen, if you get a notification that maybe you forgot to turn off your screen down, your focus will remain. Now, the next one I want to go over is something that's going to make you put more hours into the day. Just like how Tim said he was only going to do 2 hours. This is going to help you put more hours into the day. Is subscribe to communities and people that resonate with the person that you want to become. That's very valuable what I just said there. And I'm not saying this because someone else told me this and I found the information valuable. So I find value in that. So is this literally subscribe to people that resonate with your purpose. If you are trying to build a digital business providing content creation for online businesses out there or brands out there, subscribe to people that are winning with content creation business, people that show you how to create content, stuff like that. This is going to make you unconsciously work the business, work longer hours, and hit your goals a lot quicker. It's going to give you information that you don't have, and it's going to make you do what you're not willing to do. That's it. And the next one is pretty simple, is have some sort of clock in your office. I like to use an analog clock, not digital. And the next one is also have a watch on your hand. So be aware of the time. A lot of you out there sit down and say, hey, I'm going to build my business. I'm going to sit for 2 hours or 3 hours now. And you jump off in 45 minutes. So I want you to be aware of the time. It's going to help you out there. It's going to make sure you actually hit those 2 or 6 hours a day, and you're going to get to your goals a lot quicker. And the last one is a little tip from my side, is if you're building a digital business, which I suppose you are, since you've watched this video up to now, you engage in a lot of mental activity. Do you agree? We sit at our desk every day, we're thinking, we're not doing much movement. The most movement we do is moving our wrist on the mouse, typing on the keyboard. That's what we do every day. If you do not balance out mental activity with physical activity, you are gonna fry out. It's going to be harder for you to get in the zone and focus. It's going to be harder for you to want to focus more and sit down and do the hard work. And it was said by, I think, one of the Shaolin monks out there. Says they had a concept of yin and yang. It was for every positive there's a negative, for every good there's a bad. And they said for every bit of activity you do, you need to do some sort of mental activity to balance it out. So therefore, I would suggest engage in some sort of physical activity, whether it be the gym, whether you do cycling, running, whether you are joining a CrossFit community. I don't know what you do, but 30 to 45 minutes a day, engage in some sort of strenuous physical activity. And this is going to allow you to get into a top focus mode a lot quicker, and it's going to make you want to do it a lot more. So that's it from my side. I hope this video provided you with some value. At the end of the day, that's my goal, just to give you value, show you what worked for me, and at the end of the day, I want you to win. So if you like what you've heard, please feel free to hit a like, subscribe to the channel, and I hope in my new videos to come, I provide you also with a ton of value. Anyways, have a super day and check out my other videos as well. Have a good one.